Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So I want to talk about the Indiana Pacers a little bit because you guys have been asking about it. You know, what are the Pacers going to do? What about this? What about that? Like that's a comment I seem to get every video because I'm basically known for Pacers videos. But I want to talk about just the projections for this season because I think it was ESPN released their projections for the every team in the NBA this year for their record, and somehow they came up with 38 and 44 for the Indiana Pacers. And I'm just gonna say this: I think we're good enough for 40. Okay, like I think 40 wins is a solid mark to stick to. Now, it could be like 40 to 42 is probably the projection. If they do 44 or 45 or anything above 44 wins, I think is overachieving. Like this team's good. It's not that good. Okay, like let's just call it what it is. Like they're a solid team. Are we like a world herder? No. Okay, are we a team that's gonna make a deep run in the playoffs? No. But we're a team that's like, yeah, we're going to probably make the playoffs, and any team that has to play us in 7 games, we're going to give them a run for their fucking money. Okay, like that's pretty much where we're at the current point in time. We also got 2 guys on our roster who could end up being 6th man of the year, and Bruce Brown Jr. and Andrew Nembhard. I think Andrew Nembhard's going to continue to get better. I'm hoping to see some progress out of Ben Mathurin this year, like more progress. Tyrese Halliburton's a bona fide all-star, I think, at this point. Even though Miles Turner is a guy that I don't think we can win a championship with, he is serviceable to an extent. Buddy Hield is another guy that's like, we're probably going to trade him at the deadline regardless of what fans think or what they want out of Buddy Hield. It's just the idea, we're at a point now where this season's going to be very interesting, mostly because I feel like what this team does via like trade-wise depends on what our record's going to be at the trade deadline. You know, obviously Buddy Hield's on an expiring deal. Pascal Siakam's a guy that supposedly wants to stay in Toronto, but I don't know how exactly that's going to work. You know, like I feel like Toronto is looking to move on from him in some way, shape, or form. But it's just the idea, like there's an article that came out that said, like, what are 3 players that every NBA team should trade for out of Bleacher Report? And for the Pacers, it was Kyle Kuzma, Tobias Harris, and Pascal Siakam. And Siakam's just a risky trade. I'm just going to call it what it is. Like, Pascal Siakam's just a risky trade. Tobias Harris is a solid player, as much as Pacers fans would like to say that he's washed. The dude shot 50% from the field last year and played 70-plus games. I think he played 73 games last year and 74 games the year before. He shot 50% from the field last year, 39% from 3, and 87% from the free throw line on basically 15.5 points a game, okay? And 6 rebounds, essentially. So, Tobias Harris is not washed. Regardless of what Pacers fans would have you believe, Tobias Harris would be a nice addition. Is he an addition that takes us over the top? Probably not. Even if we trade for a guy like OG Anunoby is a guy that he's good. Does he put us over the top? Probably not. You know, like I feel like most teams in the NBA that are competing for a championship have 2, if not 3 stars on their roster. Like, look at Miami. You know what I'm saying? They got Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and you could throw Tyler Hero in there. Look at the Bucks. Okay, the Bucks have Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday. You know, like every team pretty much has 3 guys that are really good. We only have 1. Okay, so you know the idea that we're gonna win a championship this year, sorry, it's not happening. That's very wishful thinking. But at the trade deadline, I think to myself, it may be, you know, like it's a risky move, like incredibly risky, more risk than the fan base wants to take on, but I could actually see a world where if we're kicking major ass come the trade deadline and we're beating everybody, I could see the front office trading like Andrew Nembhard and Buddy Hield and like 3 or 4 first-round picks to the Raptors for Pascal Siakam to like give us a legitimate shot at a deep playoff run. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Like I said, it's incredibly risky. Even if it's a trade for somebody else, like, I don't know, Karl Anthony Towns is going to be on the block. I assume Zach LaVine's going to be on the block. DeMar DeRozan's going to be on the block. Pascal Siakam's probably going to be on the block. So is OG Anunoby. They've been on the trade block for God knows how long. Like, there's going to be guys out there. And I just feel like come the NBA trade deadline, the Pacers are going to try to make a move for somebody. Like, even Phoenix. Like, I know Phoenix is a team that's, like, locked and loaded, but they're a team that's, like, if they're underperforming come the trade deadline and, you know, they need a point guard or they need a guy to run their offense, and they're looking at a TJ McConnell, they're looking at an Andrew Nembhard, something like that, we could rip their eyes out for one of their 4 stars. You know, most likely DeAndre Ayton, but it's just the idea, like, I feel like things are going to get shaken up. If we're winning games come the All-Star break, yeah, we're probably going to trade Buddy Hield and Andrew Nembhard for somebody, plus draft picks, for somebody. I don't know who that somebody is, but we're going to trade for somebody to give us a chance at a deep playoff run. If we are sucking ass, okay, and like we're blowing the fucking grip out here, okay, in Indiana, and we're not winning any fucking games, all right? If that's the case, I feel like Miles Turner actually gets traded. I feel like this team will just do a hard reset and completely rebuild. Mostly because they could trade Miles Turner to somebody for draft compensation. Same thing with Buddy Hield. They can decline Bruce Brown Jr.'s trade team option and build from the ground up around what they have at that point. I know that's kind of like the hard reset button we'd be hitting at that point, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility. But I think this team can easily win 40 to 42 games. But everything that we do really depends on what the trade deadline looks like and what our record is at the trade deadline. You know, like, I know that the article I read said Kyle Kuzma, but Kyle Kuzma is not a guy I'm really interested in. He doesn't really play defense. Tobias Harris is another guy, great offensive player, not super great on defense. And Pascal Siakam is just an absolute risky trade. If there was anybody I was hoping the Pacers would trade for, it's a guy like Keldon Johnson, because he's going to be coming off the bench for the Spurs. He's young. He's a really, really underrated on-ball defender. He can play the 4. He's 6'6", but he plays big. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a dude who can play the 4 at 6'6". So, like, if we're gonna trade for anybody, Keldon Johnson would be like my guy. But you know, we'll have to wait and see what this season brings. I know a lot of Pacers fans have high hopes, and it's like, oh, you know, like. We're looking for improvement out of certain guys. Like Jarris Walker, I think, is only going to get better as the season goes on. Benedict Matherin's a guy I'm looking to get a decent sophomore year out of. I'm hoping he doesn't hit a sophomore slump. He's been in the gym this offseason. So I'm hoping Benedict Matherin's, finally takes the step up into, like, I don't want to say, like, all-star role, because I don't think that's going to happen. But I hope he takes the step into the stratosphere of, like, bona fide sixth man, or, like, you know, a guy that's, like, on Tyler Hero's level of scoring. You know what I'm saying? Like another Tyler Hero level type of player. That's what I'm hoping to see out of Benedict Mathurin. But, like, we got 3 guys on our team that are candidates most likely for sixth man of the year. If Benedict Mathurin continues to come off the bench, Andrew Nembhard and Bruce Brown Jr. Like, we have 3 potential sixth man of the year candidates on our team. So the idea that ESPN thinks we're only going to win 38 games, to me, is kind of laughable, because it's like, yeah, we're not a great team, but we're a solid team, and we have Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, Benedict Mathurin, Bruce Brown Jr., Obi Toppin, who I think Obi Toppin's going to have a career year this year with Tyrese Halliburton. They've already been playing together in Pro-Am games and stuff like that. Like, the Obi Toppin acquisition, I think, is really, really underrated. Like, we traded nothing for him. Like, we traded, what, a freshman and a sophomore in high school, or a sophomore and a junior in high school for Obi Toppin, who, by the way, when he was a starter, played really, really fucking well. Like, had like put up career numbers when he was a starter. So it's just the idea. It's like, Obi Toppin's a good player. He just didn't get any minutes with the Knicks. So all I'm saying is we're one of the deepest teams in basketball as well. We have Aaron Nesmith. We've got TJ McConnell. We still have Isaiah Jackson, Jalen Smith. There's just a lot on our team. Andrew Nembhard's coming off the bench. Like, Benedict Mathurin's potentially coming off the bench, even though he's a guy that I would like to see start. But I think ESPN's kind of sleeping on our team. I think 38 wins is kind of disrespectful to an extent. But it's just the idea, like, this is going to be a fun season. It's going to be a weird season, but it's going to be a fun season. And I just want, like, Pacers fans to understand that. Like, this season could go north or south. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the issue with this season. It's like, yeah, we're going to be interested for the first 25, 30 games. And then after that, it's going to be like, okay, like, we know where we stand, you know? So, I don't know. Hopefully there's no injuries. Hopefully we play well. I think the team can win 40 to 42 games relatively easy. And if they win more than 44, like I said, I think it's overachieving. If they win 45, 46, 47 games, I think that's overachieving, and they played really, really well. So tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.